Zou Shiming is a landmark figure in Chinese boxing, the country's only boxer to hold a complete grand slam of titles and a two-time Olympic boxing champion. In 2016, he won the WBO flyweight world title belt, finishing his pro career with a record of 9 wins and 2 losses. At his peak, he earned tens of millions of yuan a year, and in 2016 he ranked 8th on China's sports rich list. But today, he's buried in debt. It took Zou Shiming 10 years of boxing to earn 200 million yuan in hard-won prize money. His wife blew through all of it in just 3 years chasing business ventures. Now Zou spends his days holed up playing video games, and the family has sold off properties in Beijing, Guiyang, and the US just to pay down debt. His wife, Ran Yingying, has filed for divorce 3 times, telling followers online she just can't take it anymore. A world champion, a household worth 200 million yuan. By all rights, this should be a life everyone envies. So how did this couple end up here? Today, let's dig into exactly how Zou Shiming's 200 million yuan in cash was so quickly burned through by his wife. In 2017, Zou Shiming, already 35, was still fighting professionally overseas. His purse per fight had climbed to 10 million yuan, the highest ever paid to a Chinese boxer. Meanwhile, his wife Ran Yingying was launching her own ambitious business plans. In 2017, she leased 18,000 square meters of space along Shanghai's Huangpu River to build a luxury boxing gym, with rent alone running 50 million yuan a year. To put that in perspective, about 140,000 yuan a day, just in rent. Add renovations and top-of-the-line imported equipment, and total investment hit 100 million yuan. Every yuan of it was money Zou had earned punch by punch, fight by fight. At that scale, the gym needed 270,000 yuan a day just to break even, so prices were set sky high. Yearly memberships 38,000 to 88,000 yuan. One private lesson 880 yuan. Even in Shanghai, that's a level of spending far beyond most people's reach. And boxing in China was already a niche sport to begin with. China has registered only 1,732 pro boxers ever, just 490 still active. There simply weren't enough people training in the sport to move those memberships. Watch those tens of thousands yuan memberships sit unsold. The business genius Ms. Ran pulled another stunt. She simply raised the prices. She rolled out a 1 million yuan annual salon for private entrepreneurs. The logic being, if just one person signed up, it would be worth as much as 10 regular members. The result, predictably, nobody signed up at all. All told, the gym alone lost 160 million yuan. This time at least, Ms. Ran didn't launch a 10 million yuan custom package. Maybe she'd finally realized the name Zou Shiming wasn't worth quite as much as she thought. So she switched lanes entirely, registering 21 affiliated companies over that stretch. The ventures ranged from hot pot to esports to bubble tea. Take our hot pot restaurant, Ranwei Private Hot Pot, where the average bill ran 335 yuan a head, and even a plate of Guizhou-style fried rice cost 106 yuan. It didn't last long before shutting down. In esports live streaming, she poured in another 20 million yuan or so, and lost every cent of it too. If business wasn't working, why not try investing? In 2021, she pooled every last bit of cash the family had and put 80 million yuan into high-yield P2P investments. The moment you hear P2P, you can probably already guess what happened next. The P2P sector collapsed en masse, and what little capital they had left was wiped out too. By rights, Zou Shiming, who retired with 200 million yuan in cash, could have simply parked it in the bank and earned a steady 3.5 million yuan a year in interest alone. Add in his own commercial value as a retired champion, and he could have coasted through life comfortably. And yet, this winning hand was thoroughly wrecked by his own wife. 200 million yuan in cash, all the real estate, plus the debt now piled on top, more than 300 million yuan. Gone. You might be wondering, why was Ran Yingying so obsessed with investing in the first place? The answer is simple. Her ambitions were just too big. When Ran Yingying was 2, her father left the family. She grew up relying solely on her mother, working while she studied. She said she's a Peking University grad, true, but it's the Guanghua MBA track, the kind money alone buys. Having worked as a CCTV finance anchor, she figured she'd met enough tycoons to know the game. Watch others make money look easy, she figured she could too. Too, his money wasn't really money. Some of it was his premarital property, but once invested, it became shared marital asset. So she registered over 20 companies at once, jumping across industries at will. On top of that, Ran Yingying wanted to shed the label of merely being the boxing champion's wife. She wanted her own business empire, to become an independent entrepreneur in her own right. These days, the Zou family lives frugally. Their monthly water bill dropped from 800 to just 100. Their son's school lunch is now only 39 yuan. Ran Yingying and Zou Shiming have slept apart for 3 years now. In a recent interview, she said she hopes Zou can finally pull himself together. You might ask, while Ran Yingying was losing money hand over fist, what was Zou Shiming actually doing? The answer? Nothing at all. At Zou Sports, the company running the gym, Ran Yingying was legal rep, executive director, and general manager all at once. She held 90% of the shares. Zou Shiming held just 10%. Across the couple's 20 affiliated companies, Ran Yingying was legal rep and controlling shareholder in nearly all of them. The company seal, budget approvals, project sign-offs, every bit of signing power sat in her hands. Ran Yingying herself has said Zou's only role at the company was to show up as the face of the brand. Every investment decision was hers alone. And so Zou Shiming watched, powerless, as his own wife burned through every yuan of the money he'd bled for in the ring. As the saying goes, poverty breaks a marriage. Ran Yingying has filed for divorce 3 times, yet never actually gone through with it. Maybe it's simply her way of scaring him into line. Or maybe she still sees some use left in him. At the end of the day, no one should ever try to make money beyond what they actually understand. We need to know what we're good at and what we love doing. Even more, we need to know what we don't know and what we're not good at. If something has already gone wrong, you have to know when to cut your losses instead of pushing on just to prove yourself right. It's fine to pick the wrong industry. It's fine to pick the wrong track. But choosing the wrong spouse? That's a mistake that should drain a lifetime. This is Chen's China Prism. Recent reports say Zou Shiming plans to return to the ring by the end of 2026, and he's currently working to get back into fighting shape. But whether an aging body carrying old injuries can truly get him back into the ring remains the biggest question mark. That's it for today. See you next time.